for Cowichan Valley.
When the Minister of Environment met with concerned residents and the CVRD area director of Shawnigan Lake regarding the contaminated soil dump site, the minister committed to pursue environmental monitoring in response to local residents' concerns that there is already contaminated leaching at the site into Shawnigan Creek. The minister promised that not only would her officials do soil and water testing at the site, but that the CVRD staff would be allowed to accompany and do their own testing. These commitments are much appreciated by the community. Can the minister tell us on what day the soil and water monitoring the minister promised will be conducted?
Minister of the Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And yes, we did indeed have a very productive meeting with representatives from the CVRD, and my staff committed to ensure that they do have the opportunity to attend, be present, and be part of the ongoing monitoring that will be needed, but also to be able to take a look at and have explained to them what results are uncovered from the additional testing that they've agreed to. I don't have a firm date. I was updated by staff that they are putting together the appropriate plan for what areas they need to test, what type of testing they need to conduct. That should not take very long, probably a matter of days, and then they will be in contact with CVRD representatives to ensure that all that can take place.
Member for Cowichan Valley on a supplemental.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I'm concerned that no date has been set. When it comes to a town like Jumbo with 0 residents, the minister will bend over backwards to help out and even let the community bend the rules. When it comes to Shawnigan, a real community with real people, with families, the ministry doesn't have a date yet. Given the local residents are saying leaching has already occurred at the site, can the minister give us an explanation for the delay, and will she ensure that monitoring will be done very soon and that the CVRD will be notified and allowed to attend and do their own monitoring?
Minister of the Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There is no delay. The staff immediately set about to assess what types of concerns there were specifically. Those in the meeting had outlined some additional testing that they wish to see conducted. That takes some planning with respect to the appropriate staff to ensure that they're on hand, they have the appropriate equipment, and that they can plan this for a time when all can attend. It may be, in fact, that staff have already organized a date with CVRD. It should be a matter of days before they have lined up what their schedules will look like. But there's no delay at all. Staff have been working on this since the meeting that we had.
Member for Vancouver West End.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, water test results near Likely, BC continue to show incredibly high levels of metal contamination, so high that they break safe drinking water guidelines. In January, aluminum levels were nearly 15 times higher than the recommended limit, iron 6 times higher, and manganese twice as high. My question to the Environment Minister. The Premier came to Likely, said the water was fine. These test results show a completely different picture. What does she have to say to the residents of Likely who don't feel safe drinking their drinking water?
Minister of the Environment.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. And although the questions around Mount Polley don't tend to get as much profile to date right now as they have in the past, nevertheless, certainly remains a concern for the residents in and around the town of Likely and for those who are impacted by the water. There are a number of levels that come into play here with respect to metals. There's issues of total form metals versus dissolved metals. I will not attempt to take the House through that scientific display here. What I will say is this: we continue the ongoing monitoring of the water in the area. Those results continue to be posted online for the public to see. I would be more than happy to sit down with the member or with any other members opposite who would be interested in a more detailed briefing as to how the monitoring is continuing and what information we understand currently about that water situation. But Madam Speaker, no question, this will be a situation of monitoring and testing, not for months, but probably for years to come.